We're going to come in here just about every day. You know what I mean?
Every day?
Almost every day.
Oh.
Even though today is a holiday, it's Labor Day, we figured, why not come in anyway and just talk to the peoples, and the peoples can talk to us.
Right on time, 8:30.
It's a different part of the day, Paul.
Oh, that's right.
we should have done that. We should have come in at 8:30 tonight and go, it's 8:30, ready to go. And wait a minute, hold on, we're 12 hours late.
That's true.
So, how was your wet and wild Labor Day? I mean, you could put like a slide at the top of your hill, just slide down and call Ash.
Well, you could, yeah. Canoe or surfboard.
Could have done any of that.
Could have done all that, yeah.
But did you celebrate the holiday that way? No. What did you do?
Nothing. Took the garbage up.
Well, that's celebrating.
That's it.
Joanne just said, I looked for you at 8:30.
Oh, well.
Told ya.
Yeah, we're not too far back. I mean, we're not quite 12 out of it.
No.
We're 7 hours out of whack.
Yeah, not bad.
Not bad.
Not bad at all.
No.
So did you have a good day or?
Yeah, I didn't do anything. Can't do much outside in rain.
No. Yeah.
So you just
don't you got a lot of gadgets? I mean, do you have like an indoor grill or something?
No, I don't have an indoor grill.
No.
But I have a canopy on the back so I can go outside and grill if I wanted to.
Gotcha. Are you gonna grill anything tonight?
I don't know.
Or are you pretty much just gonna go ahead and put something in the air fryer and call it a day?
Thinking about going down the street and buying something. Since I'm downtown.
I had asked my friend Lisa if you want to, well, bring steaks. We'll go ahead. No, I don't want to do that. I just want to sit home.
Really?
Well, you can sit home. I would come and, we would come up and we would go ahead and make steaks with you. I would cook them. Oh, so what you're saying is you don't like steak? No, I love steak. I said, so what you're saying is you don't want company?
Pretty much.
Well, yeah, Then why don't you just say, I don't want company?
There you go. Oh, boy.
That's it. All you got to do is say, I don't want company.
Yeah, I guess you're trying to be polite, though.
Just say the truth.
Yeah.
Say it what it is.
Well, some people don't want to offend somebody.
I had a conversation the other day.
Yeah.
With somebody, and they looked at me and said, "Do you want me to tell you the what I might want to tell you, or you want me to just tell you the direct painful truth?" Tell me the direct painful truth.
Oh, there you go.
I would rather have that than anything else.
Yeah. Oh, there you go.
Well, it's true though. I mean, I would rather. What about you? I mean,
yeah, I suppose it'd be right. But somebody doesn't want you to come over, then you just say, "No, I can't. I'm busy or something." Yeah.
Yes, I don't want company right now.
There's nothing wrong with that.
There is absolutely nothing wrong with that.
You were bringing the steaks too, huh?
I was.
Yeah.
I was.
Wow.
So I'm going to go over a couple of news items from today. In Norwich, there was an armed robbery at um, at a convenience store.
Really?
Of course, yeah, everything. 204 Max Convenience, MAK, at 204 Boswell Avenue. It wasn't today,
Oh,
actually.
you yesterday.
It
Right?
was, actually September 2nd
Oh,
is when it happened, but they released pictures.
Yeah.
And, I'm looking at the pictures and I'm thinking, how the hell can you identify anybody like this?
yeah.
You've got to be really, really good, to be able to identify somebody, with the pictures, that are,
Yeah.
yeah, it's
Most places now do have video cameras. So
yeah, but why do they why do they always have the video cameras from the back? Why don't they have something that you can take a picture from the front? All these pictures that are posted are from the back, and there's one from the side.
must be the way the camera's
Here,
situated.
look,
I see it. Yeah.
look at those pictures.
Yeah. What the hell?
How are you gonna be able to figure anything out?
That's like
And that's not the police's fault. That's like
that's coming in from the outside.
right.
Yeah.
So why not have one where you can get the person's, at least their eyes or something?
Yeah, you need to have a camera inside. Yep. Yep. No, you're absolutely right.
Anyway.
Yep.
So the Norwich police are looking for, if you can actually go to the Norwich Police Department page on Facebook.
Yeah.
And those pictures are there. And if you have any information that might be helpful to them, then just go ahead and call the Norwich Police Department.
I mean, that guy's dressed like it's the middle of winter.
Well, yeah, because he doesn't want anybody to find him.
I guess not. Wow.
So you can check those pictures out if you'd like.
Oh.
Nothing going on in town that I know of.
Nothing.
Not a thing.
Yeah.
Well,
Sidewalks got rolled up on Saturday night. They haven't been rolled back out yet.
Let's see. High school football in Griswold starts this Friday night.
Wow.
Youth football had their second week of action yesterday.
Yep.
They went against Colchester, and Colchester only won 1 out of the 3. So they won the juniors game, and Griswold won the micros and the seniors.
Oh, that's good.
So yeah. So it was good, and that is up on our YouTube page, SNSN Radio YouTube.
Yeah, that was a good day on Saturday, so didn't have the problem like you got now. Was Saturday or was it Sunday?
No, it was Saturday. You mean the youth
Games,
football?
Yeah.
Yeah, it was Saturday.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you lucked out. There wasn't any really bad weather.
No, but you know what? It's really weird because there's no in between over there on that field. Especially in the press box, it's either really cold or it's really hot.
Yeah.
So come around 1 o'clock.
It was muggy.
It was muggy, but the sun was just blaring in.
Yeah.
And it was just very, very difficult.
Yeah.
So then you had to be careful because some of the electronics are getting the sun was coming right down on it.
You got to keep them out of the sun.
Yeah. So boy, look at that. People come in and then leave. It's like, if we were pole dancing, people would, they would stay just for the comedy of it. But because you get 2 old guys talking, it's like, I don't want nothing to do with this. This is not exciting, Yeah. It's like TikTok. People will go in and they will watch people sleep. I'm serious.
Really?
I am serious. They will go ahead and people will they'll put their thing on TikTok live, right? And they'll put the camera on them and they will literally keep it on there all night while they sleep.
Wow.
And people come in and watch them. I have gone into the live streams just not to see the dude or the lady sleep, but how many people were in there? Thousands of people.
Watch somebody sleep.
Thousands at one time. It's unreal.
Wow.
It's really crazy what people find to be entertaining these days.
Yeah, that's kind of sick.
Kevin Cunningham says the end of SNSN YouTube pole dancing.
There you go.
Yeah.
I expected to see him on Friday, but he didn't show up.
Yeah. Cunningham just doesn't.
He's supposed to bring the donuts.
Supposed to bring the donuts. No
Yeah.
Cunningham. Whatever.
Didn't bring them.
Thanks, Kevin. Appreciate that.
Yeah.
Appreciate your Plainfield support. Okay, moving on.
Oh boy.
Yeah, really though. I mean, pole dancing. I mean, if we did pole dancing, we might have to. What if we both just turned on the cameras and took a nap?
There you go.
That might be something exciting for the people of Eastern Connecticut to watch.
It would be. It definitely would be. That's for sure.
Kevin says I'm a slacker.
Yeah.
Slacker.
Speaking of sleep,
Yeah. Oh boy, here it comes.
where do pigs sleep during the summer?
I don't know, Paul. Where do pigs sleep during the summer?
In a hammock. Hammock.
I get it. I get it.
You get it.
So, Kevin, if you're still there, since we're not doing anything exciting like striptease or anything like that, because that would be like, look at these two guys.
Yeah,
Do you believe this?
I know.
Do you have time this week to swing on by?
Yeah.
Said to come in Friday, but I'm going in for a root canal. That's probably more fun.
Root canal.
Yeah. Because God knows, you'll get drilled in both places. Sorry. I apologize.
We gotta get a little drum in here so when you do that, we can.
Little sound effect.
Yeah. Oh well.
There are other days, by the way, Kevin, other than Friday.
Yep.
Just wanted to go ahead and put that out there.
Yep.
Yeah. So
I think the last time it came out, it wasn't a Friday.
Huh?
I think the last time it wasn't Friday. The last time.
no, it was. It was.
No.
It was. Holy cow!
Yeah.
All right. So the subject of today
Yeah.
is kids and adult kids. Do they live at your home? So I'd like to know, for the masses that are watching us today, do you have adult children living in your home? And if you do, have how do you handle it and stuff like that? That's if anybody is still there.
Yeah, it's interesting. I don't know. I think a lot of them are doing their own thing.
Okay, and that's cool. When I was 18 years old, I told my mother that I was going to go ahead and get an apartment. So me and a buddy of mine, she didn't stop me, or anything.
No.
She said, go ahead, whatever. So a buddy of mine and I decided to go get an apartment, and it was just happened to be in Plainfield.
Yep.
And I was there for about 3 months, and I'm like, I got to go back home, and I did. So, but I went to my mother. I said, Mom, can I come back home? I know I moved out. I'm 18, and then blah blah blah. I want to come back home. This is not what I thought.
Yeah.
At least I'm not ready for this yet.
Yeah.
And she said, okay, Michael, you can come back, but there are going to be some changes.
Uh-oh.
I went, okay, what are those changes? Well, the changes are, number one, you're going to have to pay rent. And number two, you're going to have more responsibilities around here. And number three, now this is, well before cell phones, right? Oh, by the way, Kevin, happy anniversary to you and your lovely bride, by the way, from earlier in the week or last week. You need to check in with me if you are out and about and it's late. Mom, 18 years old. I don't care. Okay. So I went ahead and I agreed to all of her terms and I moved back in. Now, she knew when I worked and stuff like that. So, and I really, if I went anywhere, I went to the skating rink, for crying out loud. It wasn't anybody, anywhere, crazy.
Yeah.
But if I was going to be out a little bit later, she wants me to let her know.
Yeah.
Payphone, whatever. Well, my girlfriend at the time was in Thompson.
Mm-hmm.
So I'd go up there, and you, of course, try to milk the time as much as you could. And then, of course, you knew you were going to be a little bit late because it was an hour drive home.
Yeah, Thompson's the ways up.
Right. So it was about 45 minutes, actually.
Yep.
You know, so you'd use the phone and you'd have to call collect because it was a long distance phone call, and you didn't want your girlfriend's parents to have to pay for your call. So yeah, so I called, Mom, I'm leaving now. Get your ass home.
Oh boy.
You know, it's like she goes, you think I'm kidding? Okay, Mom. And it's scary too, because of course you want to drive like a bat out of hell, but you really can't.
No.
You know,
No.
because of whatever.
Well, now they got cell phones now, so
Well, yeah, but I'm talking about
back, back in your day.
1984,
That's back in
1985.
yeah. Well, back in my day, we had 2 cans of string.
We had that too when we were kids. I'm not kidding you. That was our second phone in the house. So then, you know, my mother says, okay, these are my rules. You're going to live in my house. You're an adult. I don't care. This is what you do.
Yep.
All right. So what about you? Did you have any of your kids live in your home as adults?
For a while, not for long though. I mean, they all kind of moved out early. Yeah.
Okay.
But if they were, all I cared was just tell me where you are and that's all. That's all I cared about.
Yeah, because they're under your roof.
Yeah, you kind of wonder where the hell they are. You know.
Exactly.
Yeah. Don't
Exactly.
know what the hell to do them, but today's kids, they got cell phones. You can kind of like track them if they allow you to track them. I mean, you can at least know where they are. You know, and I think a lot of times kids don't realize that parents put the tracker on, not necessarily to track where the hell they are. Well, in case there was an emergency, they didn't show up. At least they know where the hell they were.
Mhm.
They could go looking for them. You know.
Yeah.
I mean, this day and age, there's a lot of wackos out there.
It's a lot different than it
It's a lot.
was
It's a lot.
40 years ago.
It's a lot different. Definitely. You know, of course, all the kids today, they're definitely driving.
And they
know.
think they're hot shots. You know, I'm just going to turn my location off so nobody knows.
Yeah.
You know, and I said to a couple of the kids that live in my house, they're not my children.
Yeah.
But you know, this is what I said. I said, look, I said, you turn your location off.
Yeah.
If something happens to you, we can't find you.
Exactly.
We can't find you.
Yeah. I don't think they realize that really is a safety thing. No, you don't really care where they go.
Right.
It's basically just a safety thing so that at least you got to find them, you can.
Right.
But
That's true. That's true.
that is one of the reasons. I mean, the one reason why originally people got cell phones was for safety reasons.
Yeah.
But
Now there's all these features.
oh,
you
now
know,
there's everything now. So, but that was one of the original things of having a cell phone.
yeah.
You know, but I don't know. But kids today, they don't think. They think they more or less think about themselves rather than
It's a different generation.
Well, yeah.
You
I
know?
mean, I'm not saying all kids are that way, but a lot of them are. They don't do anything. You know, they don't have any chores they have to worry about. You know, they never
well,
pick
it's
up.
either that or they just don't do them.
No, they don't pick up after themselves. You know,
Really?
that happens.
All right. So kids do. They turn off their location on their phones, and I
Yeah.
say, "Hey, look, you know, whatever."
Yeah.
Because there's crime has increased, and it's not.
Oh,
I don't even know if it's so much that or the type of crime.
Yeah.
That has increased. Look at child trafficking. for
I
crying out
know.
loud. You know, I mean, do you think that you're not susceptible to this?
Oh yeah.
They have adult women that are getting taken all the time.
There was just a recent case where some woman was jogging, and some guy snatched her up.
Exactly.
Yeah. So, yeah, but you know, you can talk to you blue in the face, and they're not going to listen.
You turn your location off because you think you're being smart. You're being stupid.
Exactly. Yeah. So
It's like, well, I don't want my app to locate me. Well, if it comes down to somebody grabbing you and throwing you in a van,
right.
you know, or TikTok figuring out where you are,
Right.
I choose to let you know if I'm in the back of a van tied up like a pig.
Exactly.
Hog-tied.
Yep. That is true.
All right, Laura. Laura says, we have 3 kids, 23, 21, and 18. The youngest still lives at home. So, Laura, I guess my question to you is, does the 18-year-old have in your home? Now, we're not going to say anything because it's your house, your rules. So no matter what you do as a parent, you know, we wouldn't say anything to anybody, you know, unless somebody came out and said, I beat my kids.
Yeah.
You know, that's a different story. But do you have anything that you do with your 18-year-old now that he's an adult child, or she? I don't know if it's a boy or a girl. So, is there anything that you do differently, you know, to parent them because, you know, like your location, things to do around the house,
Yep.
and everything? So yeah, my mom needed to know where I was. Not all the time, just, you know, it's like, okay, I'm here because she worried. You know, and I think most parents are like that as
Sure
well.
they are.
They will go ahead and they're concerned and they'll worry.
Yeah. But kids don't realize that.
No,
They don't.
they don't. They don't. They I really feel that they believe that nobody needs to know where I'm at,
Right? They're being spied on.
or they're being spied on, or
Yep.
something like that.
Yep. Exactly.
So I don't know. Maybe Laura will have a chance to go ahead and answer that. I don't know.
Yeah. Oh.
So I know in our house alone, you know, we have 2 adults. One's 18, one's 21.
Mhm.
And each one has different rules because one's 18 and one's 21.
Yeah.
And one goes to school still,
Yep.
the 21-year-old.
Yep.
So, okay. So Laura says she works, doesn't go to school, and pays rent, her insurance, and her cell phone every month. Okay. She also helps with chores. All we ask is if she's not going to be coming home for the night, that she needs to let us know.
That sounds like a plan.
Yeah, it sounds like exactly what my mother did.
Yep.
You know, and you know what my mother did with the rent?
Put the savings account for you.
She did.
Yeah.
And she gave it to me on my wedding day.
Most parents will do that.
Yeah.
Yeah. You just put it in the bank account. For
Yeah.
You.
So yeah, Laura, I mean, that's exactly. Mom? Mommy?
Yeah.
Sounds exactly like what my mother did.
Yep.
Exact same thing.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I think that's amicable, and, you know, that's something, you know.
Yeah.
What happens if you have a child, adult or non-adult, let's say 17, and they come out of their room, because they don't ever do that, because there will be chores and they don't want that to happen. And they go to the door and you go, hey, where are you going? And they look at you and go, out. And then they leave and shut the door. That's all they say. Out. All right. It's 7:30 at night. What do you do, Paul? 17, 18-year-old says, hey, where are you going? Out.
17-year-old's a little different, but not much you can do. Well, I think basically until they turn 21, legally you're still responsible.
Mm-hmm.
So
Tisha says, change the locks.
yeah, that would scare them when they can't come back to their own little room.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
We had a situation one night where one of them took off. I mean, I knew where the kid was going and everything. All right. So anyway, I wasn't sure if they were going to stay over at their friend's house or what. So I locked the door. Next thing I know, 2:00. Bam, 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 bam. I go upstairs. Oh, it's that kid. I said, it's 2:00 in the freaking morning. What are you doing here? I never said I was staying out. And why did you lock the door knowing I was, you know, that I was still out? I said, then bring your damn key, dummy. I don't want to carry a key. Well, then you're going to get your ass locked out.
That is true.
They don't want to hear that.
No.
You know?
No.
I'm not about to carry a key. Well, I'm not about to leave the door unlocked all night.
What's the big deal about not carrying a key? I mean, come on.
Put it in your pocket.
It's a tiny little object.
Put it in your cell phone case underneath.
I mean, come on. It's a tiny little thing.
Mm-hmm. And that happened one night. And I'm like, whatever. And it wasn't a matter of control.
Wow.
You know, it was a matter of concern for your well-being. How do we know? You know what's going on.
That's the biggest thing that I think most parents are concerned about is I don't care if the kid goes out and what they
Right.
do. It's the idea of not being able to, not necessarily track them, but to find them if they need to find them. You know,
Tisha says, I asked the same of mine. They pay rent, insurance, cell phone, and they still let me know if they're gonna be late. My house is not a hotel.
there you go.
That's a good reference right there. It's not a hotel.
That's a good way to do it. Very good. But not all kids are like that.
And she says, but now if I'm late, they're calling me.
Oh, there you go. It's good for the goose. It's good for
Good
the
for the
gander.
gander, yeah.
Um,
And Tisha is one of the reasons why we're going to be focusing more on national stuff. And I mean, topical items, but stuff, because we are getting a lot of viewers and participants from Griswold, Jewett City, Plainfield.
Yeah.
I mean, we'll still do some local stuff and everything, but most of the people now are all over the country.
Yeah.
So that's who we're talking to. Tisha's in Texas, as a matter of fact. Okay.
Gotcha.
Laura's in Dayville, Kansas.
Ooh.
No, she's not.
Oh.
She's in Dayville. There's Danielson, South Killingly, wherever.
Oh, okay.
There's something to be said for doing this show with a beverage in the morning. This is the second time I've done an afternoon show, and I have not brought in anything with me. And now I'm like all pasted up.
Oh, well.
So,
Well, you'd have to bring in a drink of some kind.
thought I had something in here, but I guess I don't. I guess I just was not prepared.
Nope. I guess
It's not 8:30 in the morning.
I know.
Because usually we're both fisting a coffee, right?
Yeah. And you weren't late.
I wasn't late. I was here waiting for you.
I know.
I was waiting for you.
I know. Wow.
All right. So it seems that the general consensus seems that parents are saying, okay, pay rent, pay your insurance, pay your cell phone bill, and help out with things.
Yeah.
So that seems to be the thing. So here's another thing. She goes, you can DoorDash some Dunkin'. By the time it gets here, and it'll cost me $9 for that DoorDash Dunkin' for a coffee. After you gotta pay the delivery fee and you gotta tip the people, of course. I mean, it's not their fault,
right? Nah.
And we'd be done before that sucker even got here.
You're right.
But now you got me wanting a coffee.
Well, you can have a coffee in another half an hour.
So I'm going to ask you a question.
Yeah.
And while I ask you that question, I'm going to run and get a cup of water. But I want you to go ahead and start to answer it.
Okay.
I'll be back. So, Paul Lash,
Yeah.
I'm going to ask you, and I want you to go ahead and give your answer. Kevin Cunningham says, I'll bring coffee for $20. Now we know how he's balancing the budget. There we go.
Yeah.
In Plainfield.
I was paying for all that stuff in Plainfield.
Paul, if you have an adult child in your home, how much rent are you charging? If you're charging rent at all, and how much?
Yeah.
And why? I'll be right back.
Okay. I probably would use it based on the amount of food that they eat. Because let's face it, teenagers eat a lot. So I would say I don't really have a dollar value, but as long as they give me some money, not that I have an adult kid to live in a house, but they give me some money to pay their portion. And I think what it does is it teaches them responsibility, because eventually they're not going to have me to go out and support them to eat or even to have a roof over their house. They're going to have to pay this all on their own. So I think it's a good start of making them have some responsibility as far as paying their portion of the rent. And we all know the biggest portion, food. Let's face it. We all know teenagers eat a lot of food. They go to their fridge and take it out and just keep eating. Although some kids, when they turn 21, they end up buying their own food, which is okay too. So depends on how old the kid is. So Come on, Minarski, back. I can't talk forever on just one single answer. Maybe he went to the bathroom. I don't know. No, here he comes. He's got water.
It wasn't that long.
Yeah. No. So there you go.
Much better. Oh yeah, it's much better.
Oh, I can tell the tone of your voice.
Huh?
I can tell you got tone with your voice.
No,
now.
does it sound? Do I sound different now?
Yeah.
Okay. All right, now I feel a little bit better.
Okay.
Kevin says, "Keep going, Paul."
I can't. I'm done. I don't have any adult kids.
Well, you do have adult
No,
kids. They
kids
still
are
live
the-
at your house.
Right, they live at my house. Yeah. Yeah.
So how much do you charge for rent if you were to do
Well,
it?
I was going to the point where teenage kids eat a lot
Yeah.
of food,
Yes.
and
True.
based it on the amount of food that they eat. $100, because basically it's not the amount; it's learning the responsibility of supporting yourself.
So
because it's going to come to an end. Eventually, you're going to be on your own.
how much rent? I mean, would you charge an adult child?
I don't know, $100 a week. I don't know.
Okay, so you say $100 a week. So
I don't know.
let's do this here.
That would be the food portion.
Huh?
That'd be paying for food. Because right now, food is really expensive. So,
Food's the big one.
that's a big one. Not necessarily the room and board. I mean, you're paying for it anyway because you're living there.
Right.
I mean, what are they doing? A little extra hot water, a little extra power, but it's the food's the big thing. Yeah.
So there's the question. Put it up on the board. It said, how much would you charge your adult child for rent? Laura says $100 a week. That
Yeah.
includes everything: internet, utilities, food.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
I mean, you can't stand there and charge you $500. I mean, come on, that's a lot of money.
You mean a week?
Yeah, that's a lot of money. $500.
$500 a week. It's $2,000 a month.
I know. You can't charge them that.
No, we're saying Laura says $100 a
That's
week.
what
You
I
were saying
said.
$100 a week,
I would
right?
say $100 a week.
Okay. I think that's a good number because back in when I was 18, it was 25.
Yeah.
Okay, so it's 40 years ago.
Yeah.
So let's say though, let's say that child is at home and only brings home about $140, $150 a week. What do you do?
Well,
Because they're working part-time.
I wouldn't take the whole $100, but I would certainly make them give me some portion a week.
Okay.
Maybe $40. I don't know.
Or would you light a fire underneath them and say, get a better job?
Well,
Especially if they have no intention of going to school.
they should get out there and get a full-time job
Okay.
because they can't stay with you forever. They're
Right.
gonna have to. They gotta leave the nest.
Well, at some point, I think that's always the case.
Yeah.
Unless you're the kid from the movie Step Brothers,
Well,
then you're home till you're 40, which does happen out there, by the way. That's
Well, it's of course it's different too. It depends on. Well, if you live on a farm, you're raised on a farm.
okay.
Okay, most of the kids that are raised on a farm, they don't go to school. They're helping out with the farm.
That's different.
So that's different. You're not. They're actually working their way. So they're working their support as far as being
Yeah.
helping the farm.
Sure.
Well,
That's a little bit different.
that's a little bit different.
Right.
Yeah.
But if you're just sitting around,
Yeah.
flipping channels, taking
That's-
naps on the couch,
That's
and
different. I mean, yeah. Time to convince them to get out there. Then you got to get a full-time job.
so the kid makes, let's just say a kid, doesn't matter who you are, is making $150, $160 a week. You almost feel guilty because you say $100 a week and they have like $50, $60 to do whatever it is they want.
Yeah.
Right. So, Lauren, I have a question before we go. Does the $100 a week, does that include cell phone, or is that over and above? And I mean, how do you look at that? What do you think, Paul? Should the cell phone bill be included in that $100 a week?
It's a good question. Yeah, I'm not sure.
See, now she go, okay, no. She says no. She pays her insurance and cell phone plus the $100.
I think all
Okay.
kids should pay their own car insurance,
Absolutely.
because I think by making them pay their own car insurance, they have a little more respect for the vehicle they're driving. I don't think a parent should give them the vehicle either. I mean, you can help them out somewhat, but the kids should put some money into the thing itself, whatever
Mhm.
car he's buying, or they're buying, I should say. That way they have a respect for it, because you just give them a car on a silver platter, they're not going to respect it. You're going to tear it up.
So Laura's daughter does work a full-time job.
Well, there you go.
Right.
So
do you reduce the rental payment based on how much money they're currently making, or do you keep it the same and say, I'm not going to enable you until you get out there and do something different?
well, you probably wouldn't take all the person's money to start with, and you'd be pushing them to get a full-time job. If they don't get the full-time job, then you take more money away from them.
Okay.
Give them a chance to get a full-time job.
What if they refuse to give you rent?
Put a lock on the fridge. Shut the circuit breaker off in their room.
Okay.
Shut off their internet.
You think that'll do it?
Well, what do you think?
I
What-
guess.
What do you think the most important thing is? They need to have their internet, and they need to have food.
Okay. Good afternoon, Court. I almost said good morning.
Whoa.
He says 0 rent, but everyone pitches in with chores.
See, that's
They'll have a lifetime to pay bills when we are gone. So now, Court, I don't know if you just jumped in or not, but we kind of talked about that a minute ago. And Paul had said, what about people, families that have a farm? And we both agreed, just because we're not therapists and nothing like that. We're just regular people trying to,
Right.
pose a question.
Yep.
We both agreed that working on a farm,
that's different.
the family farm is different than just living, in the suburbs,
Yep.
sitting on the couch.
Exactly. Yeah. Because let's face it, they're doing a lot of work on the farm
Right.
to support the household that way.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
What if the kids don't pitch in with chores? No matter what you say, no matter what you ask, no matter what reasoning you give. Let's say they don't help out with chores. They're 18 plus.
What kind of chores?
Take out the garbage, do the dishes, or load the dishwasher, unload the dishwasher, clean the cat box.
Well, I would take the cat box and put it in your room.
Huh?
I would put the cat box right in front of them.
Weird. Because I looked
would
at it.
move it.
I went, you get a cat box and you get a cat box.
You move it.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. Yeah. What are you going to do? Beat the kid in the head because he's not taking out the
No.
garbage?
Right.
Well, maybe you put it in your room.
I think. All right. We have 4 cats. This is my own personal home.
Yeah.
You got to clean those litter boxes out.
Yeah. Twice, if not once, maybe twice a day.
Well, with 4 cats, we have 2 boxes, so scoop it once a day.
Okay.
Whatever, and then change the litter. Every couple or whatever.
Yep.
I just want to go get the comment real quick. Maddie says, my oldest has had his first apartment at 18. And Court says, they all help on the farm when they're not at school or work.
Yep.
Tish says, mine take care of the pets and their vet bills,
Wow.
aside from buying groceries.
Wow. Yeah.
Yeah, it's like, hey, it's real world now.
Well,
You know, you're not getting just pushed through school. Maddie says charged him rent before then. He had to pay his insurance and buy his own car. Okay,
I think
that's important. I think
think that's
personally, I think
very,
that
very important that happens.
took him
Just
2
don't-
years when he moved across country to Utah. He lived with a girlfriend.
Mhm.
So in our house, I can tell you this: the oldest, well, Melissa's oldest, was knew it was coming.
Yep.
The whole real world rent thing and everything. I don't know what it is. I have no idea what it is. But we've talked about this before. She moved out and now lives with her boyfriend.
Mhm.
She is more mature than I've ever seen her.
Yeah,
She's
she's got
fun to be around.
Take
She's
responsibility.
doing her own stuff, and there's a lot to be said for that.
Mhm.
How many times have you heard in your life, or you've told your kids, you'll get it when or you're not going to understand it until you have to do your own stuff.
Exactly. Nobody's going to pick up after you.
Yeah.
If it's on the floor, and it's going to stay on the floor until you bend over and
Yeah.
pick it up. If the dishes are in the sink, they're not going to get washed until you wash them.
Yep.
Yeah. So that's just the way it is.
Yep.
And the other thing too, a lot of kids that live at home,
Yep.
Mama washes their laundry,
Uh,
which I think is a big mistake.
I paid my mother to do my laundry
That's-
because I didn't know how. No one ever taught me.
No.
And when I learned how to iron and all that stuff,
Yeah.
it's a different story.
Kids should be doing their own laundry.
They do. I can tell you that.
Yeah, but I don't know how. If other parents, the kids living at home and they're doing the laundry for them, I don't know.
Yeah.
But they should be going down there doing their own laundry, picking
Mhm.
it up and putting it back in their rooms.
Well, one thing that I said they put the laundry in the washer.
Mhm.
Don't leave it there for 2 freaking days. Move it over and get it out and get it back to your room.
Exactly.
Other people have to use that washer and dryer.
Yeah.
Don't just hog it and just leave. Then you got to rewash it anyway because it's all smells and
Yep.
it gets all moldy and crap.
Exactly. So
They moved right when COVID happened to a new job. To let's see, what does it say? To new job shut down. Okay.
mhm.
Thank goodness for savings. They broke up him and the girlfriend.
Yep.
And he came home with his own dog and had to help out with food and oil. That's the first time we've heard oil.
Mhm.
And figured out what he wanted to do. He is back on his own at 24 and doing great. Probably because he had the base of saying, you got it. These kids, they have to be, you have to get them ready for this stuff.
Yeah.
Okay. There's not much that the school's going to do to get you ready for life.
No.
It's really,
No.
That's
and a lot unfortunately some
because
parents,
that's a parenting issue. That's not a school issue.
a lot of parents baby their kids.
Okay.
They just baby them. They have a problem, I'll take care of it for you. Don't worry about it. And they don't want the kid to do anything. Now that's maybe in your eyes you think that's good, but in reality it's not because you're not teaching the kid anything. He's gonna have a hard time. Well, they're gonna. I should keep saying he, but they're gonna have a hard time. No matter if it's a girl or a boy.
Right.
So it's interesting.
If you enable them, then
Mhm.
they're going to stay that way.
Absolutely.
I fought it tooth and nail.
I think you're not the only one.
Oh no, I know.
I think kids at that age are going to fight it because they don't want to. They don't want to do it.
I think they're scared to do it.
Yeah.
I don't think it's. I honestly don't think it's a matter of. You
No,
checking the time to? Are we
no.
out of your contracted available time today, or?
No, it's something different.
I fought it tooth and nail.
Yeah.
So, but then my mother said, well, didn't say, but she said, "All right, tough love," and I learned really quick.
Yeah.
I learned really quick.
Yeah.
So, hey, Dave, what's going on? Dave, the subject is today that if you have adult children living in your house, Do they? Do you make them pay rent, bills, whatever? How is that handled? Or what is your belief? With that.
Yeah.
So the general consensus is rent. Covers like
Yep.
food, internet, electricity.
Yep.
Okay. Because they can put their air conditioner and leave it on 24 hours a day in their 12 by 12 room.
Yep.
But it does not include cell phone, and it does not include insurance for their vehicle.
Yes.
David says, as long as my kids are going to school, they can live at home for free. The minute they are no longer in school, the rent is due on the 1st. And that is exactly what we do.
Yeah.
Because at home now, there's one that is in school and one that is not. And one doesn't understand the others.
Yeah. And, if they're in school, they're not necessarily home all the time either.
Right.
Especially if they're away in college. So they're not necessarily home.
Yep.
Yeah. Unless they're going to a local community college, but that's different.
Yeah, but honestly, I've always had that same mindset. If you're going to school and you're going to go full-time school,
yep,
because you're going to get a degree because you're looking towards your career, then yeah, you're not going to get charged rent.
That's funny because when I was going to school, nobody paid my rent.
Well, I don't know what to tell you about that.
Plus, I was 45 years old.
Oh God! That way, Jenny could take you shopping. So, is that when you went and got your master's? 45?
No, I was over 50.
Really? Good for you.
Yeah.
I have a friend that's 59 that would taking it slow for like 8 years, and
taking it slow.
Yeah, and he needs another year and a half, and he'd have his master's. And he goes, yeah, this time no. He goes, I'm 59. What am I going to do? He'd have a master's in education.
Yeah.
So I said, just finish it. You've gone this far.
Just finish it.
With a minor in music ed.
Wow.
Yeah. You know him too.
Oh, I do.
Other Mike.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that's what he calls himself, Other Mike, just so you know.
Yeah. Well,
I saw him the other day too.
Good for him.
We were measuring out the basement.
Oh, gotcha.
Yeah. All right. So it seems like everybody, most people agree that the average rent that you should charge your 18-plus-year-old if they're not going to school is $100.
Yep.
But that covers food, rent, and internet, electricity, and stuff like that.
Sure.
What it does not cover, it seems like the general consensus is, and this is just brainstorming. There's no right or wrong to this. It's just, what different people do. But the average seems to be okay, but that does not cover their personal cell phone.
Correct.
And it does not cover their automobile insurance.
Correct.
But the one question that I haven't, seemed to get an answer with, and is if the child is only Cunningham, if the child is working part-time, but they're spending a lot of their time doing other things, going out, having, partying a little bit, video games, stuff like that. And all, but they don't have, or they're not really looking very hard for a full-time job. Do you still charge that number, whatever that number you charge them, or do you back down on it because, well, they don't have enough money themselves? You see what I mean?
Yeah.
So if the number is $100 a week, and I really like to know what everybody else thinks, and they make 130, do you take the 100 and say, here's your $30?
Yeah, I'm gonna fight like hell because they're gonna give you the 100. I'll give you 50 this week and give you another 50 next week.
And then you get behind the 8 ball. Then they learn, oh, it's okay to do that with my car payment.
So that's the other thing.
Right.
Yeah. Yeah, because once they start doing that, they say, oh, okay. when you get into a real life situation where
Right.
you have a car payment or some other payment, rent payment, you say, "Oh, I can pay half next month."
Well, the problem that I have with that kind of stuff is that like this day and age, I don't feel that there's a lot of urgency with that generation.
No, there
It's
isn't.
like I'll do it when I want to do it.
Yeah.
I'll do it when I get time,
Yeah,
and I don't
yeah.
care what you think.
Yeah.
I'm going to do it on my own time clock.
That's. But whose fault is that?
It's apparent.
Sure. Probably Tom didn't realize it was happening.
True.
Yeah.
David says, never back down on the rent. Be a real landlord. Being a real landlord wouldn't give them a break. They need to learn how life really is, and then they have to make real life decisions.
Correct. Yeah. Because at 21, they're responsible for their own decisions.
What if you have an opportunity to do all this stuff and all of a sudden it's like, my child is going to hate me, and you're more concerned about your child not liking you and hating you? First of all, they'll never hate you.
No. This is just words. Yeah.
Madeline Garner, hey man, says nope. Worked 40 hours a week. He had school and still needed to pay his bills and rent, so needed to learn how to budget and school. And she goes, want my $400.
Wow. Expensive live there.
No, it's $100 a week.
Oh, $100 a week.
Yeah, that's the, and I think that's a good number.
Yeah.
It's a good number. Try to go out into the real world and get an apartment for $400 a month.
Ain't gonna happen.
You're gonna get a bedroom somewhere in a hostel.
That's true.
That's what you're gonna get.
Yep. That's true.
So some say no back down. Okay.
Yeah.
McDonald's is paying $15 an hour. You can work 7 hours and make over $100. Don't tell me someone can't make the rent. I don't think it's about can't make it. It's don't want to.
Yeah. Pretty much so. Yeah.
Working more will keep them out of trouble.
Yeah.
Yep. That is very true.
Yeah.
We'll get some great views from some really good people, that and one not so good kind of game. But that's not true. Kevin has my complete and utter respect for what he does for the town of Plainfield.
Yeah.
I like to bust his chops, but he does an amazing job in Plainfield.
Yep.
As first selectman.
Yep.
And should have that job for the next 40 years.
What if he paid rent?
Good.
Yeah.
Good. So anyway, to recap, what we're talking about. So I don't know if anybody else has any other views on this. Is adult kids, they charge them rent. $100 seems to be the number that people have talked about.
Yep.
That is would be a fair and equitable number.
Yep.
Does not cover cell phone. Does not cover
Sure.
insurance. See, it's a little think tank today.
Yep. That's good.
Also, if they're out and they're living in your house,
Tell me where you are.
just tell them where you are.
That's all. We don't really care, but just tell me
I
where
mean,
you
we
are.
don't care.
If you're coming home or not.
That's all you got to do.
That's it.
So anyway, that was pretty good. We had some good participation, and it was I felt it was a pretty good topic, and we do a lot of these topical things now.
Yeah.
So speaking of topical, you need some for you to get involved there, dude.
The best
It's
bus?
a little topical area.
Yeah. Okay.
I do too. It's starting to go. All right, thanks a lot, guys. We will see you tomorrow morning. The one and only Rich Waslick will be with me tomorrow morning. We'll be on at 8:30, and yeah.
Good.
It's well, look,
I thought we're done.
put them back on. It's like I'm out of here. I'm telling you, I'm still talking, ending the show. He's already home. So,
I'm full of groceries.
you're not. You got a dad joke to finish this with?
You want another one?
Yeah, just finish the show with a Paul Lash dad joke.
Oh man! Oh, I gotta go a different place. Hold on.
I got one for you. My neighbor's dog ate all of the Scrabble letters.
Yeah.
You know, I asked how things were working out, and they said, "Well, no word yet.
Oh boy.
No." Okay,
Oh.
your turn.
I'm looking. I had one here again. Who the hell is it? Oh, that it? No. Some of them I just used them the other day, so I can't use them again.
Just create a doc file.
What do you call a retired vegetable?
What do you call a retired vegetable? I don't know.
It has beans.
See you tomorrow morning.